Neighbor tells another neighbor to call the city, so they did. Happened a couple months ago in our neighborhood. There is a pretty run-down house with some inconsiderate neighbors. They have a large travel trailer that is too big for the driveway and sticks out 1 foot into the sidewalk when it's parked. It's not an issue as there is plenty of room to walk around. But the kicker is they always park one of their cars halfway in the driveway so it completely blocks the sidewalk. They live in a corner house, so it's dangerous for a family to walk in the street around a blind corner because the sidewalk is inaccessible. Multiple neighbors, including myself, have asked them multiple times to pull their car into the driveway or park it on the street to leave the sidewalk accessible. They always say they will, but nothing changes. Well, apparently they got into a shouting match with one of the other neighbors over it, with the offending neighbor telling the other neighbor if they don't like it, call the city. Well, the other neighbor did just that. City came out and wrote a ticket for the SUV blocking the sidewalk, and also wrote them up for the trailer that was too big to fit in the driveway, forcing them to store it in a rental space for $350 per month. On behalf of every disabled person, stroller pusher, kid on a bike, and just plain pedestrian everywhere, thank you to this neighbor who spoke up. Ferengi rule of acquisition number 62, the riskier the road, the greater the profit. If you want nice things, play nice. As a grateful neighbor, I would deliver a nice basket of salted caramels, gourmet saltines, and maybe some salted mixed nuts. Every time I go for a walk in my neighborhood, I get so enraged at the people blocking the sidewalks. I've made reports, but nothing ever changes. I've pretty much changed up my entire route so I don't encounter these inconsiderate lettuce heads. Why should people be forced into the road because you are too lazy to find street parking? My heart rate spiked just thinking about it. Be careful what you ask for. You might get it. Rental space for $350 per month. I need to get into that business. That's $35,000 a month. $400,000 a year for 100 of them, and the mortgage on $1 million loan for some empty land is only $100,000 a year. Cuz, meat effect. I want to do this to the neighbors that park too close to the stop sign on our street. They are 8 feet away from the sign, and it doesn't give anyone room to turn in if someone is waiting to turn in the busy road. I deal with this constantly. My WA sucks. Keeps saying they would rather people parked in their driveway across sidewalks. Illegal. Then in the street. Legal. I can't get anyone to care. So happy I live in the last house on a dead-end street. Sidewalk ends with me, and I have my car parked on the top of the driveway all winter long, so I don't have to shovel the driveway. Just clear off the car. I lived in a condo that I moved into with my now ex-husband when we got married. It was in a retirement community. IDK how he got in there. There were 4 condos stuck together. 2 homes shared a driveway, but they split into 2 single ones for their respective garages. My ex-husband always parked his car in the garage. Even though I left for work after him, he insisted he be in the garage. You could not park a second car on the street. They had to be in the driveways. Instead of parking behind him, he used to force me to park all the way at the end of the driveway, blocking the sidewalk. My husband used to then back out his car and maneuver around my car into the neighbor's driveway and leave. I hated this. I hated being on the sidewalk. I got so many dings and scratches by hateful neighbors that thought I was blocking the sidewalk on purpose. If I parked forward or in the garage, my husband threw a tantrum, would move my car, and I wouldn't hear the end of it for days. People would leave notes constantly. Ring the doorbell. Tell me off. My husband didn't have to deal with it. I did. And my poor car did. I should have divorced him then. Jesus, the entitlement of those dicks. The sidewalk is for pedestrians, not vehicles to straddle. I used to carry a Sharpie and write, "Only ASSHLES block the sidewalk," on the driver's side window. NTA. In my small neighborhood alone, all of the following are on the public sidewalks. Multiple basketball hoops. Trimmed bushes that still extend 3/4 of the sidewalk. A box filled with wood and extension cords out to half a dozen trailers on the street. This is a nice sidewalk in a better part of town where people worship their lawns. But trim their bushes the tiniest amount possible. No one in this highly conservative area seems to consider their neighbors. The disabled or elderly people. I envy you. I think I would get shot if I complained. Look at all you rich people with sidewalks in front of your houses. I just have a dirt easement. Must be nice to be living the good life. This story was better in its original. Op can't copy stories well. You took out all the entertaining bits. Op sucks.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.